is the Pizza and Hummus podcast.
I'm looking at Spider-Man covered in cheese in my bowl.
Get that nutrient in me.
Here we go. Now, here we go. Here we go. Now, here we go.
Oh!
I laughed way too hard at that. That's the worst thing ever.
And welcome back to the Pizza and Hummus podcast. This is Vince
And Richie.
and Richie. And today we did another podcast where we did it in the midday. And we drank some coffee again. And we feel pretty energized. Mm-hmm. And I think this is going to be... We always say that. We're always like, oh, I think it's going to be good.
No, I think this is a good one.
We're never confident or we're super confident. It's like, should we let the viewer or the listener decide?
No, they lost it right.
They lost that.
It is good.
Once they hit the subscribe.
Yeah.
You should keep listening.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Share.
Just share, like, subscribe. Yeah, we have social media. One thing that's fun that we're doing is we're taking clips from our episodes and making like little goofy videos of them. We've actually had some great feedback. If you see them and you like it, share it. Definitely, show it. It's mainly around Facebook. Have we done any for Twitter yet?
None.
Maybe we should do some for Twitter, but it's just that, they're only 60 seconds. They're really quick, but I think it's a way for people to really visualize the jokes. And I think sometimes some people who don't listen to a lot of podcasts, they might get intimidated by, oh, it's 30, 45 minutes. I don't have all day.
Yeah.
I'll just watch, a whole season of Game of Thrones instead.
Or more so, why would you listen to the Pizza and Hummus podcast? It's not Pete Holmes' podcast. You listen to Pete
It's
Holmes'
not
podcast.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, I like Joe Rogan's Hummus podcast. No, we're nobody. So it's like a nice little quick, hey, there's some funny thing here.
Yeah, here's a joke. Maybe you should listen to the full episode and there's more jokes.
Bada boom.
So that's good.
Marketing.
Perfect. So let's start this full episode right now. Ooh.
I think the fans will enjoy a nice close-up sips of coffee, because when I hear it in my ears, it's like, that'll put me to sleep like a baby. Just the sound of...
It almost sounds like a Darth Vader breathing in.
Or Darth Vader drinking coffee.
Darth Vader drinking. I don't think that's how he would sound.
Well, if it's an air ventilator and he puts water in there like a dumbass, he'd probably break it.
Yeah. Yeah, could he eat food? I guess
Could he eat food?
I think he's mostly robotic, so he probably doesn't eat. But how does he keep part of him from not dying?
They cut out all the scenes of Darth Vader drinking exclusively smoothies through a straw, because that's how he eats. And just a lot of... Oh, yeah, fire the missiles.
Yeah.
Kill those guys. Ooh, kiwi.
Kiwi, not a lot of people like kiwi. I like kiwi.
I think, yeah, sure. It's, it's never in season, but I think when it is, it's worth it. $2 a pound. Come on.
It's ridiculous. It's the new pistachios. We all know that it's super high priced because of the marketing plan that they put into it. LeBron James holding a pistachio is going to cost more than not LeBron James holding a pistachio.
Anyone other than LeBron James holding a pistachio. How worth it is it to eat a pistachio when you get the one and the shell's not opening? How many tries do you give of opening a single pistachio shell before you put it back in the bowl and pretend like nothing happened?
Yeah, it's hard. It depends on the length of my nails that day.
Right.
If my nails are like really small and like they can't do much, but if I kind of missed a couple days and it's good. I could try to wedge. I try to saw it a little bit in there.
You have a little more belief in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then then you just kind of shove it back in and go, okay, next one.
I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna wait next week. I'll have my hammer with me. I use that. I say 2 tries and give up.
I remember
Life's too short to give 3 tries at a single pistachio.
I remember there was we found a bag like they can sell them like opened, and they're obviously more expensive because it takes more work to be open it, right? Didn't taste as good. There's something about that that suffering for that reward. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I thought, okay, well maybe now that they're exposed, they can put more salt and flavor in them. It wasn't. They tasted kind of dry. They tasted expired. Maybe because they were expired. I don't know. But they just didn't taste the same as like when you're struggling to open up and you finally get your little nugget. You're like,
I think it's the worth it. Or now on this bag of pre-open pistachios, was there a little orange sticker on it that said "Manager Special"? Because that determines a lot.
well, I mean, that determines whether or not we can get it or not.
Yeah.
We only get the manager special.
You got a coupon?
You got the coupon? It was kind of funny because like we used to make fun of my mom for always getting manager special, and then I found out that every mom gets manager special. It just say moms can buy this.
Yeah.
Mom approved.
Mom special.
Mom can buy this.
And it's always like near the trash. Like,
Yeah.
like he's who's buying it. It was
What I don't get is why is it called the manager's special?
Yeah.
The manager's not buying that. He's getting the good quality stuff. He's not getting the this is gonna expire in 2 days. Let me get this kind. And why is he extending these specials out to moms?
They were probably like, hey, boss, they're at an Oval Office. We got all these things that we got to throw out, all this trash food. We're thinking about you know, maybe selling at a discount price and making a sign that says trash food. He's like, no one's going to buy trash food. Put manager special on all of them. And then people think it's like, you know, I did it for him. You know, it's a gift from me, Jim.
It's like, it's like you're sneaking like in the back room, like, come here, we're gonna get you the manager special. This is the manager stuff. You know those peons that fix the bags? They don't even get this stuff.
Nope.
You get it. You're special.
You're my secret squirrel. No, don't tell anybody.
Yeah. It reminds me of it was a summer in college, in between like college, and I was looking for a job. I was looking for something to do. I applied and did an interview, sell knives, you know.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what happened was, I was like, I just can't find anything. It's so difficult. And I finally get this letter to the mail. It says, hey, Vince, you could, try to apply for this job. And I was like, you know what? I'm like, maybe this is a message. Maybe I just need to go for it. You know, I mean, it's laid right there in front of me. So I go there and it's this guy comes out, obviously, like in a suit, and it's me. And like, I knew it was a problem because he was the only adult. And everybody else were children, like not just applying for the job, but like even working there. They were all like when you see a guy in a suit and he also has the long curly hair,
it doesn't match. You look like TJ Miller.
Yeah. It just, and you like, and he's supposed to be funny. Like that's part of it. But like you see that kid with like long hair and he's like, oh, this is my, and you can tell he's wearing his dad's suit because it's just way too big for him.
Too big. It's not even, the undershirt's not even tucked in. It's just like, you look like a hobo.
It almost like you almost feel like since he looks so young that there's probably like another kid inside the suit just kind of holding him up so that way they can get like into the R-rated movie. I'm an adult.
He's wearing the fakest mustache ever that keeps like one side just keeps like falling off.
Yeah. So we had that. I was like, I don't know about this. And the sales guy comes out and he's like, okay, listen. He's like, for our product, this was his absolute thing. He goes, you probably guys, some of you have never heard of us, and that's okay. He goes, we don't do commercials. He goes, the people that put commercials at the Super Bowl, it costs millions and millions of dollars. We don't see that as a big investment. So he compared Super Bowl commercial pricing with any other form of advertisement. He's like, that doesn't make sense, right?
Wait, what did he say? We don't see a lot of investment in that?
Yeah.
What a more roundabout way of saying I don't have $1 million to do it. Yeah, I'm not. I don't see this as being a good investment strategy. Of course it is. Why do you think Pepsi does it every year? Yeah. Anyway, go on.
So, but like I said, instead of like, well, how come you don't do like the mom and pop commercials for like $1?
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's like he compared it to the Super Bowl. And then he goes, another thing, he's like, statistics show that the average person knows 20 billion people or something like that. Like, it's some ridiculous number. They know, 20 million people. So imagine if you could sell these knives for $50 to all of them, you'd be a trillionaire, or, whatever. Yeah. Like, and the kid's like, oh, okay. And he's like, he goes, look at this knife. And he showed like, it can cut pennies. Like he did the whole thing, just like the commercials. Yeah. That's serious. And then he goes, all right, why do you think people should buy this? And then each person had to do like a sales pitch. And I do a sales pitch, right? And he goes, okay. He goes, I'm going to go in my office. I'm going to evaluate who should come in. We'll call you guys in accordingly. We'll let you know if you got the job. Okay. So there's no like, we'll call you later. We'll see. It's like, right? So I go in. And at the time, it said that I was getting 2 degrees. I ended up making one into a minor, but it said I get 2 degrees. He goes, obviously, you're getting 2 degrees. You're a smart kid. We're going to have you sell, you can be able to sell these knives for us. And I go, oh, wow, that's great. And he goes, now listen, he goes, we're going to put you into this secret door. I'm not kidding. I had to put you into this secret door because we don't want because that's where you're going to go because that means you got the job, but we don't want the other kids to feel bad because, they're younger kids. And I'm going, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Everybody went through that fucking door.
Yeah.
It's just the exit. You know that magical door with the big EXIT on it? That's where we gotta go.
That's where winners go.
That's where the winners go. And then you go out and
This
you're
is
like,
the worst.
we're all a winner. And then another thing too was there were the whole concept was their big sales pitch was you pick your own hours and you make a lot of money.
Right.
That's the first, unless you're working for an investment bank firm, maybe even that's not even. Any company that their only sales pitch to you is you will make a lot of money, run.
Yeah.
It's a
the
scam.
worst.
It's a pyramid scam.
Yeah.
So, and the whole concept was, okay, so you get paid $12.50 an hour to sell knives, right? But you got to pick what hours you're going to be selling these knives. And by picking, meaning you have to already know who you're going to sell the knife to. And then you got to get it, make sure it's approved. And there's certain criteria, like they have to be at least 25 and older. They have to have this, and that. If you can't just be, oh, I'm going to go hang out with Richie today and count that as my 12 hours.
Right.
So pretty much the criteria was like, show this to your family, like your adults. Because how many other adults do 16 to 20-year-olds know, that think like, oh, I'm going to sell these knives to them. And then, like I said, you get made $12.50 an hour, but the sales pitch itself is only 1 hour. So you're going to meet with somebody. So it's like, okay, I'm going to meet with Greg and Jimmy and Bob. Okay, so you're going to go to Greg's house. Then you're going to go to Jimmy's house. You're going to Bob's house. That's 3 hours. And you get paid $12 for each of those hours.
Oh my God.
And that's it. So it's not like, oh, $12 an hour full time. If you want to take a day off, you can take a day off. So like I said, it was completely a pyramid scheme, but I was just like, man, I think this is how cults are made.
Yeah.
Like, this is like pyramid schemes.
How when I just finished up my bachelor's, I was just looking for a job. I was just looking for any job. I just got to get a new job for right now.
Yeah.
So doesn't really matter. Pretty low standards at that time. So I went into, and it was selling fitness equipment. And I was like, well, that'd be fine for a little bit. You make commission, it'd be great. And I go in there and I walk in, and as soon as I walked in, it was like, I was like, well, I'm not interested. Because I set up the interview, I'm in a suit, and then I walk in the place, and it's like, there's like 5 treadmills here, a couple ellipticals, and I'm like, there's no way in hell. And I was like, well, let's do the interview. And so we do the interview, answer all the questions, whatever. And then he's like, and he still thinks in his head that I'm interested. And so he's like, all right, last thing. And this was just after The Wolf of Wall Street came out. He goes, I want you to sell me this pen.
Oh, no.
And I go, I care so little to play along with the worst game ever.
Yeah.
And so I just did the line from the movie. He goes, write something down for me. And then he didn't even play along, because the quote from the movie is, he goes, sell me this pen. And the guy who's selling him, he goes, write something down for me. He goes, I can't. I don't have a pen. He goes, boom, supply and demand.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
And I was ready to do that, and he didn't play along. And then I was like, and then I just kind of rambled for the next 5 minutes. I go, this is the worst. Like, I don't want to sell anything. Nope.
Another thing I was thinking about too was on their website, their whole website, everything, all their videos, all their information was just all about how people are just making a ton of money.
Everything.
That's all it was. That was the whole basis of it. Was it just showed people like getting a ton of dollars and being like, it's this simple. You just make all this money. And it's like, oh man, like I know that that's one of the key things to work. It's soul crushing. No, it's you're going to get money. So that way you can be able to support yourself, support your family, all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. But when the business says that, oh, you can make all this money and that's it, that's a trap. Yeah. That's a trap to saying you're going to give us, we're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
As in us, our team, but not you. You're not making any money. You're going out and you're selling our product for us. So that way we don't have to do it. Pyramid scheme. If you tell 2 people, then they tell 2 people and they tell 15
so
people. When I think it was that same year, I could be wrong. I was trying to work at Blockbuster. That sounds really old. Trying to work at Blockbuster. And this was like when Blockbuster was pretty much starting to go, but it was still there.
Yeah.
So, but it was going to be gone. And so I went to apply and they're like, yeah, okay. So and I went through, I want to say 2 to 3 rounds. Okay. So it was still there was still a high demand for Blockbuster at this time. 2 to 3 rounds.
Of
And
rounds,
like interview rounds, were like
interviews.
you go to get interviewed, and then you talk about your stuff, and then they go, okay, now we're gonna send you the next round where you're with a group of people.
This is the vetting process for Blockbuster, a place that has the most consistently worst, least helpful employees of all time, and they have rounds.
They have rounds.
I just figured they peeked out a window and then just yelled, "Hey man, you want to come in here for a couple years?" And then they did. They handed him a blue polo and transaction.
And then all the training was on sales, and the big thing that they had at the time was their big investment was. They want you can really tell how old this is. They wanted us to sell satellite dishes.
What?
That was the big
I
thing.
thought you were gonna say snow caps.
No. Listen, snow cap market is at all time high.
You mean to tell me LeBron James?
sell. No, because it was the hopper at the time. The hopper. So it was like the dish network thing. And the thing was like, obviously you help people with movies, but most people know where to find movies and stuff. You help them cash out. But the big thing was to start pushing people to get dish. Mm-hmm. And they're like, everybody likes cable because when it rains it works, but these satellites are really good. And I'm like, okay, I'll whatever you want me to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had to go to rounds. And I remember this one round we had to do. It was with a bunch of all potential interviewees. Okay, so we're all there, and they said, okay, so for this assignment, similar to the pen, we're gonna each give you an item, and you're gonna have to sell that item.
Yeah.
And this one guy, and you one person would get a movie, one person would get popcorn, one person would get snow caps or whatever. And for mine, I just copied what I saw at Blockbuster. So let's say I got the popcorn. I would say, hey, would you also like to get, this popcorn with your movie? We have this sale on, and since you bought these movies, you can get it for a couple extra bucks to get a popcorn. Mm-hmm. That was really my only sales pitch. There was it wasn't crazy. It was
you got to relate it to an emotional. Remember the last time you had a popcorn right before your dad left?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, you think of even GameStop, they're always trying to be like, hey, they notice, you're getting a Wii U game, or you get an Xbox One game. Do you want to get a pre-order of this Xbox One game? You just kind of throwing it out there, versus a sales pitch. But this one guy, he was definitely older than me, but he was a lot weirder. He had a soda, and he was like, he went full kind of crazy. He's like, hey, he goes, you're gonna be watching this Nicolas Cage movie, or it could be any movie. He's like, and when it gets really intense, you're going to need the energy for that. And he's like, so this Coke is going to give you that energy that you need to watch this movie. And that's how he did. That's how intense he was. God. And no one laughed.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, and he's like, you're going to need this. And then I thought, how awesome would it be if you're checking out, if that guy's working there.
And that's really
and he just pulls out a pop hey, you know how intense Fast and the Furious 2 is?
He's got because it's that year.
Yeah.
He's got a little cooler under the table, just always pulls out a fresh one. If no, he doesn't sell, he drinks it. That's what I'm thinking of when
the mom's just trying to check out the movie. The kids are all acting nuts.
He's shaking it up.
Hey,
that's what I was thinking about of when the guy asked me, I'm looking for the exit. I don't want to be here for this interview.
Yeah.
And then he goes, sell me the pen. And the interviewer's head, he's probably like, all right, this is this kid's big shot to show me what he's got. And in my head, I go, how can I say as little as possible to get this over with? And he's like, he's going to shake up the Pepsi. He's going to try it. So, no, man, I saw it in a movie. Here you go. Can I leave?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I applied for a job to be a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, you know what? Always kind of wanted to do this while I finish up school.
You usually do it for free for your friends anyway.
Right. And so I was like, why not get paid for it? So I go in, and first of all, the whole interview was just the worst. It was like at one point, they talked about money the whole time. Here's how much you're going to make. You see that guy? There's a marker board. That guy makes $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I was really expecting that to be bigger given the way you were saying that.
Yeah.
And then at one point, he leans back in his chair. He looks out the window and he goes, you see that car out there? That's my car.
Oh, no.
Yep. He goes, started off right here, doing this. You work your way up. You go this here. You go here. Boom. Fiat. And so it kept going, and I'm like rolling my eyes until I can't breathe.
See that bad boy Pacifica out there? It's mine. It's got the vacuum inside.
I know you're wondering what kind of philanthropist owns that Honda out there. I'm gonna solve this mystery for you. Me. No, it gets worse. So that's bad enough, and then he goes, all right. So what happens is, you come in, and then you make $0 an hour while you wait in this gym for someone to come in who is new, to had never been here, signs up, but you sign them, you give them a free thing, and then you sign up, you sell them. So on the off chance that someone comes in the 8 hours, I'm making no money.
Oh, because you're strictly commission for this.
1,000% commission. I gotta hope I'm Leo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street selling this guy penny stocks as if I've ever been good at that.
Yeah.
And I go, all right, I will let you know. And that was the end of that. What? Who has that time to just be like, I'm gonna go hang out somewhere and loiter until I get to sell something?
Oh, I wanted to add too. So for the end of the Blockbuster story, after the third round and talking to them and all that type of stuff, I did get the job.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I did get the job. So, I did get the job. But here's the thing was, I don't know if they all did. I really hope the Coke guy did. Anyways, but I did get the job. And this is what they said. They said, great. So you got the job. If you work really hard and you can really push these sales, we can get you like 10 hours of work a week.
No.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means
what's less than 10 hours of work a week?
That means you work maybe once a day, and you work once a week. I'm sorry, you work once a week for 4 to 5 hours. But if you can really sell, if you can really push this, we'll give you, because I was hourly. I don't remember if it's hourly plus commission. It could be. It depends. But I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it was. But anyways, it was originally hourly. And then, if you work, we can get you 10 hours. And keep in mind, too, I'm coming home from college, and I need to make as much money as possible. So that way I don't have to work while I'm at school. I can just take this money, and I can save it, and I can just spend if I need to buy groceries, or if I need to buy whatever, because, broke college student lifestyle. But yeah, they were like 10, like you can get up to 10 hours a week. And I was like, up to 10, 11 hours a week. And I was thinking like, I need 40. And then this is when I knew that Blockbuster was really starting to go backwards, because of, we need to invest in Dish when clearly like satellite is gone. But I knew it was a problem because they didn't teach me how to use their system. Mm-hmm. And the system that they're using, so whenever you used to see them on their computer and, okay, we're going to cash you in and do all that stuff, it was DOS.
What's that?
So DOS was like,
You're talking about the green letters?
The green letters. No. I'm dead serious.
Terminator 2 thinks what the future's about.
Yeah. It's what you like when you see like the Matrix movies and you see like that. That's what it was.
Oh my God.
It was DOS. And like, my thing with DOS was, especially since they have a specific program that they're working through in DOS, they gave me no training on it. I'm sitting there confused and like stuff's not like working. And I'm like sitting there confused. And I was like, I really hope I get training on this, because this isn't going to be good. I'm like, why would they train me on selling Pepsi to people?
Right.
And they should at least be training. Okay, this I use the system. Let's make sure you're competent in the system.
Make sure you know how to play Pong. Here we go.
Yeah. And so I worked there one day. And when I found out that they go, yeah, you can work up to 10 hours. And then I ended up my dad ended up being like, well, you can work 40 hours here. We'll have you clean cars and stuff. So, okay. Then I called and it's like, I can't go. And they were like so pissed, obviously, because they went through like 3 rounds. But I was like, what?
At no time you thought you'd brought up any of this? You're like, why are we losing so many people?
Yeah. And keep in mind, too, like, if I was in high school where I was in school all day and like 5 to 10 hours of work, yeah, that's great. Like, that's perfect, Like, it's for me, like, especially living at home and all that stuff. But, but yeah, they used DOS. And we wondered why they didn't invest in Netflix for the millions of dollars. They're like, you fool.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know how many floppy disk drives we can buy with that? We don't need that.
Seriously, satellite, DOS, DVDs. Why?
Do you remember when they had HD DVDs and Blu-rays and they were at competition with each other?
I do.
And the 360 could read HD DVDs, the PS3 could read Blu-rays, and then Blu-rays eventually won.
I don't remember I couldn't tell the difference between any of them.
I didn't either. I heard that Blu-ray was a little bit better, and I think just the market I don't know, I guess they just got Blu-rays. I don't really know. Because I thought HD DVD would win because more people in America that I know
Microsoft.
There's Microsoft, they're more Xbox 360. Like if you see any Xbox product, you're not gonna see an Xbox product in Japan. That's like an ancient relic. Like they're dedicated to Sony.
Yeah.
So I figured in America, like I was a PS2 fan forever, and then everyone the PS3 came out, and I was like, oh, I don't see any good games. But then Xbox 360 had all these great games, and everyone I knew had it. So I went and got an Xbox 360.
Get it for the Halo.
Yeah. Actually, I got it for the Gears of War.
Oh, that's
I was a sucker
one
for
of
Gears
them.
of War. Yeah. Because I was like, I don't really want first person shooter. So I got Gears of War. And I was like, yes.
This is different.
But then I got Halo and I was like, oh, this is why people like this. This game's great. And then for even now, a lot of people, they get Xbox One. And then Nintendo is still a good system, but everyone buys it as a gimmick. We're doing bowling with grandpa. And then they never play it again. We're going to play this system.
Right. Nintendo's got to get out of that because there's been a gimmick system for this is for when we got guests over. How often are you entertaining Deb that you're going to never use it?
The best
the
is
Wii Fit, it's a good way to play and stay in shape. No,
Yes.
it's not. It's a platform that ends up leaning against your fireplace until the day you move.
every adult was well, if they got the Wii, I'll get the Wii Fit. Now I'll stay in shape.
Yeah.
They never played it.
That's
they bought
how
it. And they never played it.
That's how I convinced my parents to let me stay inside or go to a friend's house and play video games in 2001 or 2002. I'd be we're going to play Dance Dance Revolution. No, it's exercise. I'm not just sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I sweat for real.
Yeah. I mean, I play Sandstorm on easy, but still. It's one step.
48 notes goes by, one button.
Yeah. He's like, oh, man. I remember my cousin. He was a controller guy.
To play, I don't even know how that's possible.
But you know what, though? I made fun of him. But when I first bought Dance Dance Revolution, that's what I did. My brother was the one moving, and I sit there with the controller. I'm because I can't move as fast. I'm expert, but but with the buttons, I can go really fast.
I can't even see his feet.
I don't know about you, but there's something when you're looking for jobs, when you go into the office, that's your first impression. That's a first idea of is this, I don't you either know for sure, this is where I want to work or this is not where I want to work.
No treadmills, no ellipticals.
If you go in there and just because that's what you're going to be for a good chunk of time. So you start going I don't know if this is where I want to work. Just that alone, before you even get into the interview process, that's my thing. So I went in this place and it was, I'm not even being dramatic. It was brown carpet, brown walls, and all of they had that classic cubicle, those mini wall things. And it was all divided, and it was quiet as if someone died, but you still heard the phones ring every once in a while, but you didn't hear people answer them or talk. And it was just so it just felt really uncomfortable. Everything looked like it was just figure typical 80s cubicle type of thing.
This sounds like the beginning to an independent film.
Yeah. It really, yeah. So I'm already getting I don't know about this, but I'm you know what, Vince, beggars can't be choosers, and this job is actually in the field that you want to get into. So, it's a good start. But the problem that bothered me was during the first interview, the guy was he goes, we're like Google here.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
We're Google.
He goes, we're like Google here, Because I asked some questions, because he always asks the typical questions. Oh, what's the culture like? Because you really care. Oh, what's the culture like? What's it like working here? And he's like, it's like Google. We're crazy. It's like Google. It's a lot of fun. And I was like, is this are you gonna lead me into no, this is where we really work? That was just some crappy office.
The fun room. That was the math room.
Yeah, that's just a front, so people don't bother us. The fun, cool room is here. We got beanbag chairs.
We got a small roller coaster on your lunch break.
Yeah, basketball net.
nap pods. I once had an interview, and it was like corporate environment, and the interview went well, and he's like, nah, I got some, if you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be? And like, it caught me so off guard.
Wait a minute. So he asked you, like, so he didn't do the typical, like, what's your biggest weakness?
No, we did some of that. It's already been like an hour.
Oh,
Full
okay.
interview went by. He's like, there's a couple questions else. And that was one of, and I laughed out loud because I was caught off guard. I don't know how loud it was, but it was just like, I giggled and he kind of laughed too. And I didn't hesitate at all. And I said, cat. And I go, he goes, why do you say that? I go, well, I'll tell you why I picked cat. Very confidently. I go, cat sees everything. Cat doesn't just move for nobody. Cat looks at the most efficient way to get to A to B, and then he does it. Doesn't falter. and
he likes to take a lot of naps.
You're right. Loves sleeping, doesn't move a lot.
If you get near him, he'll claw your eyes out.
Hates others. Me. Hire me, please. No, and then it was a small back and forth. He's like, okay, cool. And then I joked. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be talking about this interview. Someone's going to ask me, how'd the interview go? And I'll be like, oh, I think it went well, but I think I blew it at the cat question. And then he kind of laughed at that.
So you told him that?
I told him that. Yeah. I thought I blew it at the cat question. And I just, what are you supposed to say to that? Like,
what is your spirit animal?
What would you be? Snake. I've eaten mice.
Bald eagle.
I'm endangered.
Yeah, eagles have eyes. They see things. They pick the most efficient thing to kill.
You could say bald eagle. It's American patriotic.
Yeah.
Big wingspan. Not true.
Yeah. They got talons like the chickens. What if you just, okay, so you said you quoted Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
What if you like quoted like the Mighty Ducks? Do you remember that scene where there's like when they first they first reveal it and they're like ducks and he's like, well, that's kind of a lame duck. He's like, ducks are the greatest. They're the fastest. They work as a team. Like, what if you would have done that? Like, he's like, what do you think? Duck. I'm like, what? What do I think? They're the best. They're the fiercest animal. They work in a group. They play hockey sometimes.
The music fades up as you're saying this.
Quack. Quack. And you start chanting, quack. Quack. The boss starts to go. He's like, quack.
His shirt starts unbuttoning. There's the Mighty Ducks logo under the button up. Janitor's walking by mopping. He starts chanting, quack, quack.
You got the job.
You shake hands, freeze frame. You wake up from a dream.
Dude, that would be amazing. Like, just the ducks are the greatest. They're the fastest. Quack. Quack.
I just think that'd be funny if there was like, because in that scene, there's like the little kids of disbelief. They're like, ducks, that's lame.
Yeah.
And like if the boss just went along with it and he was like the kids, he'd be like, what are you talking about, Willis? Like, tell me more about why ducks are cool.
And then here's the best part though. So you do all the quacking, you get all the pumped up. Then you find out the boss has never seen the movie. He's like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Big fan of chanting. I don't know.
Quack. I mean, I have the jersey on, but I just thought this looked cool. I didn't know this was from a movie.
Yeah, I just, you want to set yourself apart, conversation piece.
Rips it out. Ah! And he's wearing a polo because that's what you wear now. You don't wear the button ups. You always wear polos now, ripping it. Ah!
Oh my god, that'd be so good. My buddy, he does interviews at wherever his job is, and he was telling me that someone doing interviews, and so I asked for him for some of his advice for questions of what they're gonna ask. What do you look for in an interview? He's like, I had this guy the other day. He wore a t-shirt. What is that like? Not like the most obvious thing you wear. You button up exclusively and it's tucked in. He wore like that's what like. When you go to church on Sunday, there's like the dad in the Red Wings jersey.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't have nothing?
You're receiving the Eucharist. What are you doing?
He's like, hey, maybe Jesus is a fan of Eisenman. I don't know. He's from New York too. Just moved here.
I think that's something that we should kind of talk about. It's just something about we're gonna go back in time here. There was the 50s where you saw photos. Dads would wear a suit all the time.
Yeah.
There was never a time they wear, obviously, when they went to work. When they came home to relax, they wore a
sounds
suit.
exhausting.
They went to the fair. You always see all the adults had suits and top hats. They're at the beach. Their kids are all playing in the water. They have a suit and a pipe.
With the sand.
Yeah, in the sand.
Not getting in the socks because
So like they wore suits all the time. Even their army uniform was a suit.
If I see my dad recline with shoes on, I don't care what kind of shoes, I get mad and sweaty. Why don't you want to be happy?
Like, why don't you be comfortable? My wife, she can only wear jeans for like a couple hours. Then she's like, I have to go put on sweats or put on yoga pants. And I'm like, why? What part of you is being crushed by the jeans?
That's me though. Yeah, I'll get home.
Well, you have things that can be crushed.
Yeah, that's true.
You have the giblets that can be crushed.
If I don't immediately disrobe in one movement, like with Jim Carrey and Bruce Almighty, the second I get home, I blow up.
Like, think about that. So you got in the 50s, they wore all the suits, and then there was some stuff that happened. And now we're at the point where I'll see people in the grocery stores wearing pajama pants, like as if they're not wearing pajama pants. You can't have SpongeBob decal pants and go pick up some grapes. It's not going to happen. What are these people doing?
Oh my gosh. I don't know why you want that, because as far as I'm concerned, like pajama pants and like that, they're always just like the most baggy clothes. So anytime I'd wear them out or anything, they go straight under my foot and I'm just walking in the rain, just ruining my favorite pair of Captain America themed pajama pants.
Like you just got out of bed. It was just like, yep, this is me now.
Who cares if I see anybody?
Like, we need to get back to some sort of dress code, because I think that's the problem. Like, you go to these people go to the interviews and they'll wear like a t-shirt, shorts, and flip flops, and they're not getting like an interview for Billabong. No, like yeah, I want to do your finances. They're like, what are you, insane?
Zoomy's accountant.
It's just like we need to get there is something though. Like, here's my thing.
I just don't. I got a quick interruption, because that's probably some people have done. You go into your PacSun interview in board shorts. When I started to go to interviews in like fitness, health places, doesn't matter where. My parents, for like a split second, they'd be like, "Sure, you don't want to wear like an Adidas jumpsuit or anything?" No, I'm wearing a suit. They're paying me more than like minimum wage. Even then, dress the part.
I remember my dad, like growing up. My mom and dad were very big on like us, like we had to dress up. Yeah. Okay. So you had to, like, if you were going to like if you're going to mass, you got to put on like a dress shirt and dress pants. You'd have to go full blown suit, but you had to dress up. But okay, that's understandable. But then it's like, oh, if you're going to like Christmas, someone Christmas house, you're not getting away with a sweater and jeans. You're just not. Like, you have to wear dress pants, dressing. And now we're kids, right? You don't want to wear something that's uncomfortable, right? That you got to worry about it's going to get dirty and you get yelled at. Like, you just want to put on your favorite Dragon Ball Z t-shirt so you can show your cousins, look at this, look, I have Vegeta on my t-shirt, and like pants optional because you're a kid. You want to run around pantsless.
You wear a big shirt. I can't tell you how many
big shirt.
I can't tell you how much most of my life before, I don't know, I got a girlfriend when I was 16. I just wore a big shirt and underwear.
Big shirt. Have you ever slept better since? No. You've never slept better than when you had the big t-shirt on.
My quote, capital B, big shirt, end quote. This is the best thing.
Where do they sell these big shirts, though?
They're all your dad's.
They're your dad's shirt. You go in your dad's closet.
No, my dad would go to a conference and he'd come back. I got 3 triple XLs. Who wants them? And it'd all be for me.
Yeah. Dude, the big t-shirt. I think my sister and maybe my wife, I think they're the only ones that will still rock the big t-shirt to bed. I'm like, where do you find these giant t-shirts? Yeah. You get so comfortable. My parents were always like, you have to dress nice because this is important. I was always saying, like, this is important. I'm like, but I'm just seeing like grandma and grandpa for the holidays, whatever. And they're like, when you wear something nice, you're showing respect to them. You're showing, hey, this is a big deal to me. This is important. Yeah. And I'm actually like, I like when I wear a suit, I like how it looks. It looks nice, but I don't like wearing suits. They constrain my neck. It's very uncomfortable. I feel like I can't move. And I've had fitted suits and all that. Oh, it's fixed. You know, I hated when I was younger because I ended up wearing I was a skinny kid, so I just wear suits that look like my dad's suit. They were overflowing. I hated it. But when I wore a suit, and when I wear a suit today, my whole mentality changes. I go, okay, time to get some work done. Time to be focused. This is important. I have to be
work done in pajamas.
You're not going to be playing in the beach in a suit, 50s dad. If you go to the beach, you're going to wear shorts, maybe a shirt, maybe not a shirt, flip-flops, because you're I'm going to be wet. I'm going to be sandy.
Yeah.
I'm here to have fun. You're not thinking about oh, I got to be careful. So when I would do work or when I would do homework or anything, that I would purposely try to dress a little bit nicer than normal because I would mentally be able to focus more.
I read this, and it might be anecdotal. I don't know if there's anything science behind it, but when you want to get work done, let's say you're just staying home and studying all day. Before you start, take a shower, put on clean clothes, and then start.
Yes.
You work differently, possibly, from what it said, when because you're dirty, you haven't brushed your teeth, got my big shirt on. I'm in the uniform for doing nothing.
Exactly.
And my brain knows it.
Exactly. You wearing that means you're ready to go to bed or you have the flu. Those are the two things.
Yeah. You're
not going to go to work, I'm here to nap or I'm here because I'm sick. Those are the two qualities you don't want. So you have to dress nicer than what you normally dress. You shouldn't go to work wearing shorts unless your job is you're selling shorts and you're hey, they fit on me. They should fit on you too.
Yeah. What's nice though is that I'm starting to notice is catching on, at least in the athletic department of, not a literal department, but of clothes, is there's starting to be everything stretch material. It looks good. It looks like normal people clothes, but stretch, because khakis are the bane of my existence. I feel like I got bigger thighs. I put them on and then I just can't move. And so I bought one pair of elastic material. It just sounds bad. It looks like it's got a drawstring, but no, it's just it's khakis, but they're stretchy.
Yeah.
I'm never going back. Best thing ever. Is great.
People, they just don't understand that because it's too conforming and why do we gotta wear the dress code? We need a dress code. I grew up and when I was in private school, you had to wear a uniform. You had to wear a uniform, and I hated wearing a uniform. I to this day, I can't wear a light blue polo. I just can't do it because that's all. It was the light blue polo and dress pants. That's how you had to wear. And I still can't to this day wear it. But once I got out of that and I went into public school, you can wear whatever you want. And I did. Oh, I'm gonna wear the coolest rock band T-shirt and jeans and all that type of stuff. So you start to notice you should if you start dressing sloppy. You mentally become sloppy, and then people even perceive you as being sloppy. That's one of the reasons too why you get dressed. It's not just for your personal thing. You want to go outside and make sure people go, oh, that person is sane. That's not a crazy person. That's why you're not going out with just your robe and your cat on top of your head, and you're walking around. You're not going to do that.
I think you just need clothes that are that aren't plaid on top and polka dots on bottom, and also that fit.
Yeah.
I feel because I'm all about since junior high, I got the band T-shirts the whole time. And then now, everything's just solid colors for the most part.
Yeah.
Just have it fit. Just have it fit.
Yeah.
What's with that's either big or it's small or it's what's going on? People are just making up new clothes with the
once you're
sound like everyone's uncle.
Well, when you're a kid, you get the hand-me-downs, you get, and I was the oldest, but I still got hand-me-downs from cousins and stuff. What's really cool at least for me is we grew up in the era where it was the boys' baggy pants. You had big baggy pants, baggy shorts. I still have the same shorts from 7th grade because they were baggy back then. They were huge. Now they fit.
Yep.
It's what? I'm still waiting for the big T-shirts to fit in, but I'm not triple XL yet.
Right.
But it's there's certain things I was I can get away with because now I grew into them as you're supposed to. But
to some degree, you have to keep up with the times.
Yeah.
You don't have to totally conform and be well, everything's got to be this brand because this is currently the most. But you just got to go, okay, what looks good now? Is it baggy cargo? Just found out, no. Turns out, fitted jeans, nice shirt, and...
Wait a minute.
Wait, what? No, there is more
Wait a minute. You just said The cargo shorts. the
Cargo
one with the
shorts.
pocket- those are out of style.
Out
now?
of style. You will get made fun of.
Where am I going to put my Coors Light when I'm asking kids? So what are you doing after graduation? What am I supposed to do?
I'm supposed to put all my pennies.
Do you even cargo?
You know what's funny? How little I used the cargo area of the cargo shorts. I like the security of knowing I could button up one of my pockets. That's
Yeah.
what I liked.
Here's where cargo shorts were amazing. When you were going on roller coasters.
Yes.
And you can put your wallet, you can put your phone in it. It's like a little backpack.
It's
you can,
everyone's
you can zip it
safeguard.
up. It's safe. And then you can go on the rides and you had no fear. Whereas if it's in your pocket, you're like, I could still slide out. But if you could zip it or you could lock it in, you felt much more confident.
Who are these brave, courageous heroes wearing basketball shorts to Cedar Point just hoping they leave with everything they came with?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. Cargo shorts are the man purse. They're just the man purse before purses were real.
And now they got rid of him. Ridiculous.
But you got to keep up with it so you don't look ridiculous.
Yeah.
That guy with baggy cargo shorts at Meijer. Just
How come like when like there's a certain age where you're driving and you have your car and you have your keys and you have to get a giant lanyard
why did that
and it's got to
happen?
hang out of your
I had
your pocket
two
all
or
the
three of
time.
them, yeah.
Yeah, I went through that too. I think even my wife still has hers, but it's just like there comes a point. It's not when you first get your car.
Nope.
Because when you first get your car, you just lose all your keys.
I got a key.
Then you like, there's a little point where you start getting lanyards and you're just hanging out your lanyards. And then you finally get to the point where like, I'm an adult. I shouldn't have the giant lanyard that says, whatever, Monster Energy drink dangling out of my thing. I'm a grown ass adult.
Is that one of my sponsored snowboarder? Come on. Yeah, I had the lanyard forever. AYBY. And then right after the lanyard phase, I went through a phase of where, as if I was a rock climber, I clipped it to one of my belt loops for a long time.
You're talking about the mountain climber clip.
And I said,
that was every scene emo kids.
yeah, and here I am.
Bang.
But in reality, other than how it looks now, I miss it. I hate having my keys in my pocket. I have two keys: house key, car key.
Yeah.
Look at this. Nothing, and it's still too much. I don't want it in my pocket. I don't want anything.
But the keys, it was like, that was every emo kid's like fantasy. They had it, and these had just like a bunch of keys.
Like you're a janitor.
If you walk, it just has to jingle like a cat that has a bell on its neck. I tried. I tried it. I tried it one day, and I was like, I'll put my car keys on there. And to me, it felt so weird. And then for some reason, like, do you remember every single movie that involved a jail? It was always the security guard had all the keys latched into him, and then like he would fall asleep, and they'd have to like secretly take it, or as he's passing by the gates, they would have to secretly snap it
Every single time.
I had that mentality in my head, so I just kept thinking like, if I have these keys exposed, then people know what keys I have, and they're gonna be able to steal my keys. And it's just this whole paranoia. I'm like, they're gonna see the house key, and they're gonna go, oh great, I know what I can break into.
He has a house.
He's got a whole bunch of keys. He's
always
like the
locking-
janitor.
You look like a prison guard. That's a good one.
That's what I always thought of.
Yeah.
I always thought of the prison guard thing. I'm like, I don't like that. Or the janitor.
Yeah.
The janitor's got the big bunch of keys, there. And I'm like, this isn't gonna fit with my tight pants and my Volcom hoodie.
Right.
Okay, so where are we? Okay, so maybe you know the fashion style a little bit better than me. Where are we in terms of pants? Because like when I started to notice that pants was a fashion trend after the big shirt, no pants phase. We had baggy pants.
Yeah.
The bigger the pants, the better, because you need a lot of room because you have the world's largest penis.
I wanted mine.
You need it as big as possible. They need to look like you're just drowning in it.
Yep.
And
I wanted mine to hang under my shoes. That was if you're like, make a list of what features you want for pants, under my shoes.
It has to be under the shoes. It's got to be big. If you show your boxers, that's a claim to territory. It never stuck, but they're always like, the adults were like, in prison that means you want a man to do stuff to you.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, okay. Like no one cared.
Nothing has ever worked less than that fact. They're like, oh, we got it. We're gonna put a stop to the baggy pants. We have this fact.
Yeah.
Didn't work. No one cared.
Yeah.
No one was like, what? Because you're not in prison.
Yeah, you're not in prison, and everyone's doing it. So you're like, well, but I'm a sheep though. That's what I do.
Right.
But yeah, you show the boxers. That was like the claim, especially you have Joe Boxer with the smiley face and the tongue sticking out. That's when you knew.
Yeah.
But then we got to the point where it was like, okay, guys, we're gonna go complete opposite. Tight pants,
Very tight pants.
real tight, and it's got to be just. You have to make sure that you see the bulge, or whatever. Like it has to be super tight.
Tight pants are in currently.
Are they still in?
But it's like a different tight pants because the tight pants when like scene kids were in, it was very what's it called? It's like a low waist. Is that what it's called? Low waist. So it was very tight and right up to your bulge and your crotch, but yet for some reason still 3 inches of your boxers were showing.
Yeah.
So that was when it was scene kids. Now it is. They are supposed to be tight. And so a lot of stretching material is in.
Yeah.
Elastic material. Also, I think we need a third party here because I also not sure if I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just curious because, well, my thing was
straight fit.
It always looked like
no flare.
It always looked like the guy was trying to put on like girl pants, but they couldn't fit.
Half the time it was.
Like he's trying to put them on and they won't fit. So they stop right there.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, this is, I can walk with this.
Yeah, no, seriously, that's what it is. Most of the time, it was girl pants until they go, oh, this is fashion. So they started making men's pants similar.
Yeah,
to girls.
I still have to this day. Actually, I don't know. I may have thrown them out. I could be lying about that. But so everyone's wondering, oh, Vince, he's judging all the skinny pants kids. It was called Drake's Skinniest. It was the
skinniest.
Drake's
from Paxson,
Skinniest. Yep, from Paxson. It was the skinniest, tightest pants that you can get for a male.
Yep.
Because if you went into the female section, they didn't have room where it should be. You need room in there to at least breathe.
Yeah.
Okay. But like I had the Drake Skinniest, and every time I had like a rock concert or something, I had to put on my Drake Skinniest.
My Drake Skinniest with my fat skating shoes.
Yes, the big
no
fat,
lacing, so they just tucked right into the shoe.
Essentially a slipper that says audios on it.
My
Etnies.
Man, there was a bunch of high tops that just looked ridiculous, like orange and blue and white, and just like, oh my god, fashion. They need to. I hope there's like, you know how there's like 80s and 90s parties, and you're just like, I hope when there's like 2010 parties, I hope that people remember the Drake Skinniest tucked into high top etnies. You look ridiculous, and that's what I looked like.
Yeah,
man.
I guess when that was going on, especially with like when you wear like white shoes.
Yeah, white shoes.
My dad was like, "Oh, that's an '80s thing, like the tight pants, and then you wear like the super bright white shoes." That was like apparently that was like an '80s thing.
Yeah,
I mean, fashion repeats stuff. I know that when they have the 2000 or 2010 parties, whatever, every girl is just gonna wear black pants, and they're gonna go, yeah, they used to wear these, and we would go, yeah, they're called yogas. Like they'll wear like the yoga pants,
black
like
leggings tucked into Uggs with a North Face.
I don't remember what color most girls' skin color is on their legs. I assume that when they take off the pants, it's just more black.
It's just another layer.
That's just all it is. It's just all
These are
like
tomorrow's pants,
like pure black, just like a cartoon character.
Talk about freedom. That's probably the height of my jealousy of women. Is that phase of clothing is leggings.
North Face,
and the Uggs.
Yep, the Ugg.
All of those are number one on the list of most comfortable items. Wow, jealous.
Is that still a thing?
No.
I mean, it was. I remember it was a big joke,
what's the
but
thing now,
yeah, it's hard to find out about fashion. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, it's just like, well, now my thing is I'm a skinny guy, so I get skinny pants, but I don't get Drake's Skinniest anymore because those, after a couple hours, I was like, I have a headache and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I in this pain? So now it's like, okay, so I get the slim pants that look like they fit because I'm a skinny dude,
right?
But they're not like the super like tight, like like it looks like it was painted on me type of thing.
That's what
I'm
talking
like the
about.
button is barely holding on. It's like we can't go anymore.
Help! But that's I think what it is now, it's the skinny pants, but they're not the low waist, whatever. So it's full waist skinny pants. They're elastic material. They're cuffed at the bottom, and I don't know what you wear shoes, boots, like a boot.
I feel like
the bottom's a little hipstery. There's no flare, no boot cut. The bottoms now are a little what we call like 5 years ago pretty hipstery. Yeah, is now in fashion.
Hipsters are, I think hipsters are still around, but they're more of like a myth kind of thing. Like, oh, remember there used to be a time
hipsters have to keep updating, so they're hipsters. That's what they do. So if they keep updating with the time, so they're hip.
Yeah,
and they just keep like adding accessories onto them, but not like hot topic accessories that are fun and colorful and piercings. It's like, I added this witch hat. Like maybe don't do that.
I got a monocle or whatever.
Yeah, that's gonna be a monocle.
Flannel.
This eye has bad vision. What is a monocle? Who's that for?
So my thing is like flannel's ridiculous, but I like wearing a good flannel. Like I do like wearing flannel. I can't wear it every day, but if I'm like, oh, there's a little bit of wind outside, I better put on my flannel because like flannels are comfortable. But it's funny too because those flannel, like when we used to buy flannel, my dad would say, you could buy these at like the tractor store.
Carhartt.
Like that's what you would buy them. Like you bought these. These were,
but they're fitted. You cuff them up.
But they're
always.
fitted. Yeah, you roll them up, and then you got the flannel, and you're good to go. I'm waiting for something like, no, flannel's not even in style anymore. No, I don't know.
Yeah, that was my look. Half the time, flannel, cuffed things, untucked, tight jeans, etnies.
Yep.
Every other day. What's wrong with me? I feel like flannel can still be in. I don't know. It's got to be autumn.
Yeah.
Autumn.
In autumn.
Autumn.
In autumn. Yeah. No, in the autumn. In the fall.
In the fall.
Flannel. I think flannel is still in. But I don't know how crazy it is. But with the. Yeah, I keep thinking about those skateboarding shoes. Like they used to be like.
How'd they stay on my foot? I don't know.
It was like a cartoon. It's like I'm trying to imagine like the right type of cartoon where it's like you have like the skinniest legs possible because you're super tight jeans, and then your feet are just these big
Huge
things. You slide them in. I remember
you look like Sonic.
I used to. Yeah, that's it.
Sonic.
Boom. And back then, my hair was like Sonic too, where it was the big spike, it was the big bouffant thing, big hair, just all over the place. I looked like the lead singer from Motion City Soundtrack if you just took off his glasses, just the big hair. I was like, ah!
If Michael,
I look like a paintbrush.
If Michael Cera was the lead singer of Motion City
Yes.
Soundtrack. In case you want to find Vince.
Yeah, in case you want to know what I looked like in high school and all those days. But
oh my gosh.
it's just crazy though when it comes to like just so many different fashion things. Remember the studded belt?
Oh my God, yeah.
The studded belt.
Great.
So in case somebody
that is the tackiest
touched you or something, you could
oh my God.
You could kind of stab them. I don't know.
Yeah, I had white belt. I don't think I did buy a studded belt once and I was like, boy, this is commitment.
Yeah.
I stuck to a white belt. That was in too. Just
no bright
white.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Look at me.
Contrast.
Yeah, you split me in half.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I had the studded belt, the white. Yeah, I think I had a Volcom like white belt. I'm trying to remember, but man, it was like
back.
here's something that's kind of weird. So imagine this. Imagine all the people that you looked up to at that age. Oh, I want to dress like that guy.
Yeah.
Whether he was in a band and they all dressed like emo people, which essentially emo, like that whole thing was essentially the hair metal of that time.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
Let's dress as feminine as possible.
A day to remember.
But we're going to be really heavy in terms of our music. So it's like, oh, they're so tough. They can dress like women and no one will say anything.
Poison.
This was before when, when you dress as a woman, they didn't go, oh, what a hero. Like they didn't do that. Now it's, now it's just, you just dress, oh, he's so tough. He could be, oh, he's got eyeliner on and he's got a huge distortion guitar. It's amazing. So you had those guys.
Yeah.
Then you had the skaters who would either wear like the same thing or everything was so baggy. Like it just looked like they were just like, I'm just going to wear a parachute and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to skateboard. And you're like, wow, these guys are great. You didn't realize that like, our mentality at that time, we were younger. These guys were like in their 30s and older.
Yeah.
So
how
imagine
weird is
you
that?
in your 30s
setting fashion trends.
and setting fashion trends as ridiculous as those.
Why are you not in your 30s? I don't care what your profession is. Musician, artist, I don't care. Why are you not going to Target, spending $5 on a bold, just whatever I get, the red shirt, the white shirt, the gray shirt, the black shirt, $5 each. They all fit nice, cotton, and then calling it a day.
Yeah.
Why are you looking for new ways to reach out to 13-year-olds?
Like it's just so weird to think that because we thought they're much older, but like
They're like
they're really
us.
cool. But now I'm like I'm not even 30 yet, and if I wore things as cartoony as that, which at the time it was cool, but I was like, dude, like they were setting trends for preteens. And they
Yeah.
were 30. They were double the age.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, this is the style we need to wear.
Look at me.
So,
Yeah. Boom.
boom. Had to get that out there.
That's it.
Had to get that out there.
Here we go now.